Hello, Leo. Welcome into your reading. We're trying to figure out your December predictions, starting out with the energy that you're going into the month with and also ending the month with and everything in between. So let's go ahead and dive on into your reading and see what we have. I've already pre-selected a oracle card for you that is going to be the energy that you're going into the month with. And we've got Archangel Gabriel, however you want to pronounce it. Messenger of creativity and hope. Ooh, that feels like a very spontaneous type of energy, and sounds like it's very rewarding because it obviously got an archangel on your side, supporting you, guiding you, and there's a lot of children in play here in this picture, which means that I feel like you might be tapping into your inner child at the beginning of this month. And maybe you're relating to a lot of creative flow and creative ideas. But that's a really beautiful energy to be starting the month off with. So let's go ahead and dive into what is the major timeline going to be like for your month of December. Let's see if we can get some cards to fall out here. Ooh, 10 of Swords. 9 of Cups. King of Pentacles. 5 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands. Okay. So, yeah, there's obviously a lot of people in this 5 of Wands, and what's really connecting to me is, there's a lot of children in play here in the Archangel Gabriel card, and there's also a lot of people at play in the 5 of Wands. And I kind of feel like this might be just a lot of things flowing, a lot of ideas flowing around, maybe from different parts of yourself, things like that. And I feel like these cards are extremely talking about releasing some past frustrations that you may have had dealing with other creative projects or anything artsy related, things like that. And I feel like you are kind of allowing yourself to maybe go back to the drawing board or maybe start fresh with some new ideas and maybe even participating in new activities, new things that kind of get your creativity flowing, kind of get more into the free flowing of just allowing your brain to have fun and also kind of throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks and seeing what you can come up with. It almost just feels like a really nice free-flowing month for you because I feel like maybe there's been a lot of restrictions for you recently and that you are actually releasing those. I feel like for some reason, even though it doesn't suggest it in the 7 of Wands, maybe there is some things that you are kind of letting your guard down. Maybe you are allowing new things in through your boundaries and things like that maybe you haven't done in the past. And I feel like any sort of past frustration that you may have had with either work or with stress or with maybe a business or creative endeavors, anything like that I feel like hasn't really been going your way recently. I feel like this month in particular, you are kind of stepping down from that guarded position. You're stepping away from having complete control over things, and you're just getting more into a free flow scenario and just allowing things to come in, flow, do things that are fun and spontaneous and creative, and really seeing where that takes you, seeing if these new ideas kind of grow from something, because you're putting a really good energy to it with the King of Pentacles. If that's what this is suggesting, which I think it is that you are putting this King of Pentacles energy to it where you kind of know what you want out of life. You kind of know what you want your end goal to be and how you can obtain it in a way. But it's almost like you don't have that right idea just yet. And you're going to be doing a lot of practicing. You're going to be doing a lot of things that help you get to that position of finding that idea. And you're just seeing what that is going to be. And I just feel like whatever those set ways have been recently, you're letting that go and you're getting more into the free flow of creativity, and there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of optimism there, especially with the sun being in the background of the Seven of Wands, that there's a reason for you to kind of like not be so alarmed, that there's good things coming your way, and you're kind of getting more into that inner child spirit with these creative endeavors and ideas that you're going to be testing. And it might be something that actually might work for you. You might find a resolution or something that you can use to launch yourself into that final goal that you're looking for to achieve, and it's going to pay off for you. So what is the overall energy going to be like for the emotional for Leos? King of Cups. Okay. And then the physical energy, we have Magician. Yeah. So definitely a very experimenting type of energy within this month of December for you, Leos, where you're just going to be trying new things. You're just going to be going for it. You're going to be, just doing things maybe sort of outside of your comfort zone, or maybe just creating a lot of things that really allow you to open up and access things further that maybe you wouldn't have access before. Just seems like a really open, honest, and just seeing where life takes you kind of energy. And that's going to be in your physical. But for the King of Cups, with the emotional, you're just going to be balanced. You're going to really be stable with your emotions. You're not going to let your emotions get the best of you. You're not going to be combating these emotions. You're just going to be like reasonable with your emotions, and you're going to rely on them a little bit with the things that you end up liking or disliking. And you're going to be able to say, okay, well, I don't like this, so I'm not going to try this again, but I do like this, so I might give it another shot. Things like that. You're really going to rely on what makes you happy and what makes you satisfied, and seeing where that takes you. But I really do think that you're just going to be very solid this month, and there's not going to be a whole lot of things that are going to catch you off guard or make you feel like you're making irrational things happen or making choices or whatever. And you're not going to blow up or anything like that. You're going to be calm, cool, collected, and in charge of everything that's about you. So let's see who or what is coming into Leo's life. We have the Two of Swords. So this is interesting. The Two of Swords is talking about complexity. This is kind of like a crossroads where you're trying to figure out which ways to go. And I feel like this might be a good problem for you. This isn't going to be something that is dangerous, or this isn't something that is going to be disturbing or unhelpful. I feel like this is going to be a good challenge for you, and that you might be finding an idea or a thing that might actually make you think a little bit, and it might actually make you think about, is this something I should like pursue and drop the other? Or like, it almost feels like, for example, if you're going to a nice Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner or whatever for the holidays, and there's just a plethora of food, and you're like, oh man, like I don't know what to choose. There's just so many good options. It kind of feels like that for me. And it almost seems like you're just going to have a small plate, and you got to figure out what you're going to put on that plate for you to enjoy and eat, and allow that to fulfill you and give you the right nutrients and things like that. So it's a good problem, but it's definitely going to be something that you're going to have to think about for a while on. So that's a really interesting energy. Who or what is going to be leaving the life of Leo in December? We have Temperance. Okay. So maybe this is kind of like a chemistry type thing, where maybe you've been doing a lot of like experiments and combining things and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. And maybe you're letting that go at this point, especially with this new thing coming in. Maybe this is something that is being pushed out, or, the past ways of what you've been doing recently, which has been kind of seeing like, what is going to work for you in the right ways. Maybe you've been, working with an idea or working on something, and you've tried many different ways of doing it, and they've just not all worked out. And maybe this new idea is something that's going to come in and push that away. Or maybe you're pushing away something that hasn't really been helping you. right? And this could be an energy of someone or something that's been also trying to help you in the background. Could potentially be that as well. But it just seems like someone that, if it is an energy of someone, it could be somebody that really is trying to work with you and give you a lot of information to try to change certain things about you. And maybe that's just something that you're not willing to participate in any longer. And that's not really like the goal and the direction that you're wanting to go down. And you're letting that go. But yeah, I think this is a lot of like experimentation and seeing. And it could be that if you're experimenting in the month of December, maybe it's something that isn't going to, follow you through into the new year. This might be something that you're letting go at some point in December once you find that idea. And you could easily just let that go at some point during the month as well. So what is going to be the biggest change for Leos? You have Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. So yeah, things I feel like this is kind of talking about is like things from the past that hasn't worked out for you, things that haven't been really as friendly to you as you want it to be. Letting go of these things is probably the best move for you. Letting go of these things and capitalizing into this more optimistic type of energy and really not being on guard or, in defense mode, and really letting your defense go down. That way you can open up and be more of yourself and be more enlightened and really grow into that inspirational type of energy, I think is going to be one of the biggest changes that you're going to have, where whatever this is that you're proceeding forward into the future, this is something that you're not going to have to feel defensive towards. This is something that you're going to be more in alignment with. You're going to be more empowered. You're going to be more excited, I guess you could say. And this energy is going to pay off in a lot of ways for you, not only in an emotional way, but also in a mentality type of way, because maybe your mentality has really shifted over the past few months for yourself. And now I feel like your mentality is kind of shifting back into more of your natural state and how you actually want to think mentally and be in like in a spiritual sense. So maybe that's going to be a really good thing for you. So what does Leos need to be made aware of as well? We have Chariot, and we also have the Queen of Wands. Nice. So what you need to be made aware of is that there's a lot of things that maybe you are not allowing yourself to have the confidence for. Maybe you haven't been making confident choices. Maybe you haven't been like standing up for yourself in a way. And maybe you've been put in a situation where you felt like you had to abide by other things or other rules or other obligations or whatever the case may be. But I feel like the time is showing you that like this is something that you have the talent for. This is something that you have the experience for. You have the maturity and you have the ability to make things happen in your likeness and your way, in the way that you want it to be. And you have a good influence. You really do. You are very influential, and you're somebody that is capable of doing things as long as you put your mind to it and as long as you put your voice into it as well and activating it. Because there's something here that I feel like has been repeating for you that you've not been able to stand up towards. And I think that's something that you need to be made aware of, that whatever that thing that keeps repeating itself, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into like in a journaling standpoint and try to journal and figure out something that has been repeating in your life, or there's a lesson that has been repeating of some sort, this is something that you need to grab a hold of. This is something that you need to make an effort in saying, okay, I really do have, a good head on my shoulders. I really know what I'm doing. Maybe this is something that I need to change, and this change will be something for the better for you. In that way that you can proceed forward in more momentum with this change and allow it to work for you in your favor. And that could be with this new idea, maybe that could be a spark for you to to allow that to help you guide into this energy, so that way you can make an effort to make this change, so that way it will benefit you. But let's see what the energy is going to be like the end of the month. We have Peacock, raise your standards. So that could be something here as well, especially with the Seven of Wands being in the major timeline. This could be something of you kind of raising your standards, raising those barriers, not really allowing too much effort from the outside to control your decision makings, or maybe affect your confidence or affect your ability to do certain things. And I think you're taking a step out. I think you're taking a step out to launching something brand new, something that is you, and something that is exciting. And there's some things from your past that you've learned from now, and that you can go forward and do something in your own likeness, in your own way, and allowing it to work for you because it embodies you. It is something that you feel very deeply connected with, and something that is going to be way more meaningful than whatever that other thing could have been for yourself. And it empowers you and grows you and meets that goal that you're looking for. So continue to raise your standards along towards the end of the month for yourself, and believe that you can have something. Increase your confidence and increase the belief that you can have whatever it is that you're looking for, and you will obtain it. So that's what I got for you, Leos. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. And if there was a question that stemmed off of this reading that you would like answers for, I do private readings as well. There's a link down below in the description. And yeah, until next time, until the next reading, I love you all so much. Take care.